Welcome. Doing a show before the show for a minute tonight, or today, I guess, this afternoon. Come across this article that just is troubling me. So we're going to talk about it for just a minute. Let me get this show on the road. We're going to still 7 p.m. tonight, the Triple J show, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So tune back in then, please, folks. Real quick, real short news update. A little bit of topic to discuss. Let's get this thing started right now. All right. So the reason I got on here today is I was jumped online to do some research for the show tonight, and I come across this article. It came right into my Facebook page or into my news feed on my Facebook. And I started reading it, and I was like, man, oh man, we are in trouble. Where in the world is the world going? So let me pull this article up here and let's look at it for just a minute and talk about a few things that I find so troubling, because we're on a downward spiral big time. Let's pull this up a little bit bigger here and take a look for just a minute. All right. So the article, Sheriff Won't Bow After Freedom from Religion Foundation, this FFRF, Freedom from Religion Foundation, asks him to stop promoting prayer following tragedies. Who don't ask for prayers? Here's the deal. Here's the deal, folks. Here's the deal as I kind of see it on this cloudy Saturday afternoon. Okay, so there's people that don't believe in the power of prayer. There's people that do believe in the power of prayer. I am not by any means a religious person, but I'll tell you what, the relationship that you have with your maker is very important to your continued existence, in my opinion. I see no problem asking for prayers when you're sick, injured, down. I see no problem in offering prayer, okay? I don't agree with organized religion, but that has nothing to do with my relationship with my maker and my belief in the power of prayer. Some people don't believe that way. Great. That's the joy of living in this free country. We've got to keep this country free so that we have those choices. That's the joy of living in the free country. Now, what happened here is the sheriff asked for prayers for a deputy, asked for prayers for the family of a downed officer publicly, and somebody didn't like it. And somebody complained to the FFRF, Freedom from Religion Foundation. Okay, so now we have a foundation on behalf of those who don't believe in religion. All right, let's just go on here. This kind of troubles me, this whole thing. We wonder why there is such a decline in quality of life, why things are happening the way that they're happening. You don't have to wonder. Sit back and look at the things that are going on. Sit back and look at what's happening in this country, in this world. So an Alabama sheriff's office says that it won't bow to the bidding of the Freedom from Religion Foundation, the FFRF, after it received a letter requesting that Sheriff Nick Smith cease promoting prayer on social media as it favors religion over non-religion. There again, if you don't want to pray, don't. Go on with your life. Let those who want to pray, pray. But we have people that can't let people practice their life in their own way. They have to dictate. Okay, I don't believe in prayer, so you're not going to pray. Great. If you don't believe in prayer, don't pray. But let those who do, do. And man, I could be a broken record. I could go on with this forever because it's the whole thing of forcing somebody, anybody, everybody to believe the identical same way you do. That's not how it's designed to work. We need opposition. There needs to be opposition. I say this so many times. Let me keep reading. This could go on for days. FFRF contacted Sheriff Nick Smith of the Walker County Sheriff's Office. This is in Alabama, folks. On November 26 to advise that a citizen had expressed concern that Smith's office has a pattern of calling on citizens to pray during times of tragedy. We write to encourage your office to use more inclusive language when posting on social media. We're going to read the article here in a minute. Let's go, or the letter. Let's go through the article here. They pointed out two recent posts. One lamented the tragic shooting death of a fellow sheriff, Big John Williams. We saw that one posted not too long ago, where he was killed in the line of duty. And commented, our prayers are with the Loudness County Sheriff's Office family as they deal with this senseless tragedy. That's what the comment was that the people didn't like. Our prayers are with the Loudness County Sheriff's Office family as they deal with this senseless tragedy. And another one was an official statement regarding a 14-year-old boy who was accidentally hit by a sheriff's deputy as the teen was riding his four-wheeler. There was an accident, a traffic crash between a deputy and a 14-year-old kid. The 14-year-old kid is fighting for his life, and the deputy is beside himself in grief. Okay, so the sheriff, Nick Smith, sheriff in Alabama, makes the comment, it's at a very trying time that we as a county should fall to our knees and pray fervently for mercy and peace, Smith urged. Now is not the time to place blame, not on the deputy, not on the young boy, and most definitely not on his parents. Instead of wasting our breath condemning and judging, we all need to use it to cry out for God to place his hands on this young boy and return him home to his family and to bring peace and calm to a deputy who is absolutely broken. He continued, as your sheriff, I'm responsible for speaking for my department, and all I ask is that you pray. Pray hard and pray from the deepest parts of your heart, because there are two good people that need it now more than ever. The FFRF said that while it found it commendable for the sheriff to support those in mourning, a senseless and tragic death is not an excuse to disregard the Constitution, which prohibits government entities like the sheriff's office from promoting religious activities. By couching its posts in specific religious terminology, the Walker County Sheriff's Office is excluding a significant portion of the community, it also asserted. By calling on God to intervene, the Sheriff's Office is sending a message to non-religious citizens that they are outsiders within their own community and that their participation in the healing process is not valued. FFRF told Smith that he is free to personally turn to religion in trying times, but he cannot encourage others to do the same thing. Observing a strict separation of church and state excludes no one and honors the First Amendment. The organization contended it is not the government's job to promote religion over non-religion. However, T.J. Armstrong, the community relations officer with the Walker County Sheriff's Office, took to social media on his personal page on Tuesday to note that Smith would not be backing down. We consider it a great honor to be considered and to have received a wonderful letter from the Freedom from Religion organization. Proud to have the sheriff that won't bow down to political pressure or the devices of the enemy. As our chief deputy, Anthony Leach, quoted from Matthew 16, Jesus turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me. You do not have in mind the concerns of God, but merely human concerns." Okay, so let's go back up here on, I got to switch pages. Let's look at this. Let's look at this letter that the FFRF sent to the sheriff. Let's go over that just real quick here. This is the post made by T.J. Armstrong that we spoke of a minute ago. Let's look at this letter. So, okay, in the letter, the FFRF pretty much says what we just talked about, or it does say what we just talked about in long form. The part that I kind of want to bring to attention is this part right here. It says, overall, 26% of Americans identify as religiously unaffiliated, and 21% of younger Americans are not only religiously unaffiliated, but identify explicitly as atheist or agnostic. This significant growing segment of your community should not be cast aside or ostracized when the sheriff's office chooses to mourn an officer's death or express hope for a citizen's recovery. Observing a strict separation of church and state excludes no one and honors the First Amendment. Individuals are free to turn to religion or secular forms of compassion in times of tragedy as they see fit. It is not the government's job to promote religion over non-religion. Okay. The reason I brought this up today is, first of all, it was troubling to me because we are in such a mess. It's crazy, the troubling times that we are living in right now. And from my standpoint, a lot of that problem exists from exactly this type of stuff that's going on. I can't come up with words that I want to, but so you can't even, the sheriff, I mean, you, me, any of us can't even ask people for prayers. Well, yeah, we can, and we will. We will talk about it, just like the sheriff. He's not going to bow to him. We'll watch this and see where this goes. But in today's world, you sit back and look at things and you can see why we're in the mess we're in. Because of, I mean, we've taken prayer and the religious aspect out of every form, out of the schools. There's no prayers in schools. There's no prayers at events because you might offend somebody. We live in a Christian nation. We were founded on Christian principles. Now they want to erase all of that. They want to rewrite where we came from, who we are. That is who we are. That is where we came from. That is how we were founded. That is how we gained our freedom. That's my rant for today. I just had to have a little bit of a rant about it because it's crazy. It's just crazy to me. Damn it. If you don't like the way somebody does something, don't like it. You don't have to like it. That's the joy of freedom. You don't have to like it. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to make a big deal out of it. You don't have to make them try to force them to think like you do. You can ignore it. Go on. I know. In today's social media world, internet world, the whole electronic world that we live in, times are different, things are different. Now everybody gets butthurt over everything. Okay. We didn't have all this stuff. I guess we didn't know what to get butthurt over because we was too busy building a life, living a life, enjoying the life that we have built, that we have been given. Where do you think we came from? You think you just magically, boom, appeared one day and oh, there's life? Somebody explain it to me. Where did we come from? Us, people. You know, we got fingers, toes that work, a brain that tells us what to do, to help. Everything's connected by wiring that runs all the way down our spinal cord. How did we come about? That's a good question, isn't it? It's a very good question. Think about it. Think about it and send me an answer where you think that we came from, because we didn't just appear out of nowhere, out of thin air. Bam. Don't know. Food for thought. Food for thought on this very cloudy but decent Saturday afternoon over here in southern Nevada, southern Utah area. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. Send me some comments. Send me some thoughts about your ideas, what you think. Certainly, I'm not the only one that finds it troubling that you no more have the free agency to, I guess, worship how you want. They did say he could do it personally, but he couldn't do it as a government agency. So it's not okay for him to publicly say, pray for so-and-so, but it's okay for them to tell him he can't. It's okay for them to step in and say, you can't do that. I don't think so. I don't think so. Those are my thoughts on it. It's kind of crazy. Weigh in. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think. It's a pretty heavy topic. I know. Those are why we talk about them on here. We try to pick the stuff that's way heavy and bring it up, talk about it, post it, share it. Hopefully you guys will share some of the stuff, because the heavy topics need to be talked about. The shit that nobody wants to talk about needs to be talked about by somebody. Stuff needs to be brought to the forefront, right? Think about what's going on here. Give me your thoughts. That's all I got to say about it. We'll see you at 7 Mountain Standard Time for the Triple J show. It's going to be an exciting show tonight. I'm going to turn around and get it built, and I'll get it posted. Topic will be included in it. Watch for it. Come and join us. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.